these days. So I'm all set.
Hey, Daryl. We good to go? All right. Good evening, everyone. Thanks for coming. Tonight, July 7th, is our regular Board of Trustees regular meeting.
We'll call the roll. Mr. Genowine. Here. Mr. Crandall. Here. Mr. Mahoney.
Here.
Simcoe here.
And if we'd all please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Do we have any questions regarding the June 2nd and June 16th regular meetings?
I'll move approval of the minutes for the meeting of June 2nd.
Second?
Mr. Mahoney.
Yes.
Mr. Crandall.
Yes.
Mr. Genowine.
Yes. How about the 16th?
I'll move approval of the minutes for June 16th.
Second. Mr. Genowine.
Yes.
Mr. Crandall.
Yes.
Mr. Mahoney.
Yes. John, do we have any additions or deletions?
Yes, I have one addition under the police department. There'll be a resolution, and we'll talk about it at that time.
Okay.
Authorize advertisement for establishment of a dispatcher hiring list.
Okay. We've got some good news here tonight. So, what do you think? Would it be okay with you guys if we maybe pushed...
I'd like to move
Okay.
Resolution 1584, renewal of the tax levy with the
Okay.
senior center. Let's move that up.
Okay, that's a
Yes,
good idea.
I have received from the Lucas County Auditor the certificate necessary to put this on the ballot. After you approve this tonight, we will take it down to the Board of Elections. The auditor certificate came in as what we thought it would be. It's roughly $514,498 annually will be brought in by the senior levy.
I'd like to offer Resolution 15084 to proceed to place a renewal tax levy with an increase for the purpose of operation of the Sylvania Senior Center to be placed on the November 3rd, 2015 ballot.
Second.
Call the roll. Mr. Genowine.
Yes.
Mr. Crandall.
Yes.
Mr. Mahoney.
Yes.
Okay, passes.
Claire, would you like to say anything? I asked you before if you wanted.
Thank you very much. I appreciate all your support, and we'll see you in the fall.
All right.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Good luck.
Yes. What do you think? Should we, Chief, you want to? Yeah, let's talk some good stuff here. Yeah.
Yeah, we got some good stuff.
If Private Rod staff will come forward, we'll change that here in just a few minutes.
We'll just get, Chief, just maybe just a quick
Yep.
second when they had.
Yes, sir.
See you guys. Thank you. Have a great night.
Don't forget to tell them about the nice new flag.
Get rid of the Confederate flag.
I thought they were clapping for us to come up and I thought they were doing so. I thought, wow, that's pretty neat. They must know what's going on. Rod has been with the Sylvania Township Fire Department for 15 years. He was hired June 12th of 2000, and for most of his career, Rod has been assigned to Fire Station Number 1, serving the public as a paramedic firefighter on Engine 61 and Life Squad 6. During the last 15 years, Rod has been a mentor to some of our new employees and is a proctor for the paramedic students from 4 County, Owens Community College, and University of Toledo Medical College paramedic programs. He has taken on many projects within the department, some on his own, and some we have assigned to him. And each one of them he has exceeded our expectations. We're going to promote Rod to lieutenant this evening. I would like his wife, he is joined by his wife Shelley, of 21 years. Rod said I maybe get that right, 21 years. And Megan, would you come up forward? His son, Michael? That's okay. Suzanne, his mom? And Don and Kathy Duvall. And we're going to have Shelley or Megan, whoever would like to do the pinning, go ahead and pin the badge on our newest lieutenant. Oh, I guess you need a badge, don't you? I'm the ring bearer and I didn't even know it. I apologize. I'll even open it up for you. Go ahead and stand. Oh, that's good for him. Get out of the way. Thank you. Okay.
Now it's time for your oath of office. Are you ready? Okay. Repeat after me. I state your name. Do solemnly swear that I will obey and support the Constitution of the United States of America, the laws and revised code of the state of Ohio, the established laws and ordinances within Sylvania Township, and the rules and regulations of the Sylvania Township Fire Department, that I will faithfully, honestly, and impartially discharge the duties of the position of lieutenant according to all governments therein to the best of my ability. I take and subscribe this oath before the Board of Trustees and the Sylvania Township Fire Chief this 7th day of July, 2015.
Congratulations, Lieutenant.
Congratulations. Keep up the good work.
Congratulations.
Rod, congrats. It's Neil. Yeah, nice. Congrats.
Congratulations.
Have a picture with the...
Sure.
Rod, is that okay? You have no time?
Absolutely.
Thank you. Thank you. Got our cameraman come up here? Captain, you come up here. Smile. Say, kielbasa. All right. There you go, Rod. There's your head, man. Come on. Would you mind if we step out and take some pictures?
No, yeah.
Sure.
Sounds good.
If I'm going to step out and take some pictures, we can keep going.
Sure, yeah, absolutely.
Because I've got another pinning.
Stay in the back. Black shoes and a tan suit. Maybe
Maybe we don't, I don't know. Yeah, it could all be.
Next up on the agenda is the zoning department, and we have one person sign in. So I'll turn it over to Daryl.
Good evening. I have three items, well, three resolutions tonight for the zoning department. The first one is a public hearing for the zone change request from A3 agriculture to C4 professional/business office for the property located at 6805 Sylvania Avenue, parcel number 78-31954. This property is just under an acre. It's currently occupied by a single-family dwelling. The applicant wishes to sell the parcel and feels the property is more marketable if it isn't zoned residential. The Sylvania Township Land Use Plan calls for this part of the township to be mixed use or transitional. And the C4 designation would allow a good buffer between the residential to the west, the Farmbrook subdivision, and the commercial properties to the north in the city of Sylvania, as well as the probable coming someday commercial properties to the east where the current Advent Lutheran Church is. This was unanimously recommended by the Lucas County Plan Commission as well as our own Sylvania Township Zoning Commission, and is also recommended by the Sylvania Township Zoning Department. I can answer any questions you may have about it, and the applicant is here as well.
So we'd like to open a public hearing on the zone change request from A3 to C4. Is there anybody like to speak on behalf of the project or the zone change?
Good afternoon. For the record, John Healy, 3242 Executive Parkway, Toledo, Ohio, 43606, representing the applicant, Mrs. Kadri, and I couldn't say anything better than Darrell has, and I'm here to answer any questions that you may have, or anybody else here.
Do we know if the church has any immediate plans? I know you kind of alluded to there's something coming, but do you know if they've got, if we're going to be seeing something? I know.
No, I can only say that we invited Mr. Cox, the new owner of the property, to a neighbor meeting we had in May. There were two residents immediately abutting the property to the west side that came just for informational purposes. He said it didn't matter to him. He had been approached to buy the property, had passed on it, but he, at that time, didn't have any plans.
If I may comment on that as well. We have had some inquiries, one just fairly recently, probably 2-3 weeks ago. I can't really say too much about it, but a commercial interest in the corner of the property, not so much where the church is, but the front corner of McCord and Sylvania, which is zoned C1 neighborhood commercial. And what this party was interested in doing would definitely be allowed in a C1, and it's definitely a commercial use. I haven't heard anything since, so I don't know if that's possibly still in play or not, but we do get inquiries fairly frequently on that property. It's kind of one of the hot spots in the township right now.
So we'll look for the city to annex it soon.
So is there anybody else that'd like to speak on behalf of the public hearing? With that, I'm going to close the public hearing. Offer resolution 15-075, zone change from A3 to C4.
Second?
Mr. Mahoney?
Yes.
Mr. Crandall?
Yes.
Mr. Genoway?
Yes.
Thank you. My next item is consideration of amendments, text amendments to the zoning resolution for Article 24, Article 25, and Article 27. Currently, when the Board of Zoning Appeals approves a conditional use or a variance, once it's approved, there is no expiration and it's attached to the property, so if the applicant doesn't act on it, it's just sitting out there in limbo for forever, basically. So we felt that, myself and talking with the BZA members over several months, that it would be a good idea to have something in place, as time goes on, conditions of the area or of the particular property may change, or the attitudes of the township may change. And this isn't unusual. Many townships in the state do have expirations on conditional uses and variances. So initially we looked at doing a 1-year expiration, and then with some public input at the BZA meetings, we adopted the 2 years. And so now every 2 years it could come before, if it's not enacted upon, it could come before the BZA for review, and they'll vote on it one way or another. Lucas County Plan Commission also recommended that we do the same thing with the project plan review. There's currently a 2-year expiration on it, but there is nothing in place as far as what happens once the 2 years expires, if there's any kind of extension or anything. So we would like to have that same process, that at the 2-year mark, if it has not been enacted upon, the applicant can resubmit, and rather than going through the whole PPR process again, it would just be sent out to the review agencies to see if they have any comments since what they had the 2 years prior, and then the extension would be granted.
Thanks, Darrell. So I guess we'll open the public hearing up for consideration of Amendment 24 and Article 25 and Article 27 of the Sylvania Township zoning resolution. I'll close the public hearing for consideration for Article 24, Article 25, and Article 27 of the Sylvania Township zoning resolution. I'll offer Resolution 15-076, approve consideration of the amendment to Articles 2408, 2508, expiration of conditional use of Sylvania Township zoning resolution.
And, excuse me, it's also, the last one got left off of there for some reason.
Okay, I thought...
2408, 2508, and 2702.
Okay. Thanks, Darrell.
Thank you.
We probably should amend that resolution then.
Yeah, okay, in addition to 2702.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'll move the amendment, and then we get a second.
Second?
Okay, Mr. Crandall?
Yes.
Mr. Genowine?
Yes.
Mr. Mahoney?
Yes.
Thank you. My last item is Resolution 15085, approval of abatement for the property located at 3310 and 3314 Millicent, and I would also like to add 6047, 6049 Red Oak Drive on there as well. That's a property that was approved for abatement about a month and a half ago, and we're back at it again.
I'll move approval of Resolution 15085 for 2 properties on Minson and 2 properties on Red Oak Drive.
Second.
Mr. Mahoney?
Yes.
Mr. Genowine?
Yes.
Mr. Crandall?
Yes.
Thank you.
Thanks, Darrell.
Thanks, Darrell. Next up is the Road Service Department. Rob?
Good evening. I have 6 items, monthly report, and apologize for the 5 resolutions at once. But, the monthly report for June, some of the major items was a storm damage cleanup from the 27th to 28th. Most of the flooding and damaged areas were along the corridor, Sylvania and Her Road that intersect with the 10-Mile Creek. Within 24 hours after the flooding reached its peak, most of the water resided. I think it was due in part to a lot of the work done in that area over the last 5 or 6 years of log jam removal and stuff like that. We did have a few complaints on storm sewer drainage that was clogged up, and we were able to resolve a majority of those with assistance from ODOT and Lucas County. We participated in Safety Town. Yearly we go out and we repaint the area that they participate, the children participate in, and then we put up a display as well, our backhoes, and show some of the equipment, our signs, and how that relates to safety on the roads. We conducted some tree removal and trimming in the Woodstream West development off of Sylvania Met, and we completed our first round of street sweeping. We are conducting some infrastructure repairs on the North Sylvania Met area, in the East Cobblestone area, and the off the Loggers Run, and just on the north side of Sylvania Met more. We're doing curb work replacement and ADA ramps. Anytime we come in and do a resurfacing project, we have to bring that whole intersection up to ADA compliance. So between our crews and the contractors we hire out, we bring those intersections up to compliance before the project starts with the resurfacing. Some ongoing projects, we are conducting our traffic sign upgrade. This is an ongoing project through Lucas County that was granted and funded through those funds. We are complete with 11 of the 23 zones. It is a tedious and time-consuming task. There's a lot of signs that are technically no longer legal. For example, slow children, slow, with the children's sign. A lot of those are being removed, so we do get some phone calls asking why we remove them. Those are no longer authorized through the state of Ohio program. So during this process, we are removing those and upgrading the traffic signs from the low engineer grade to the high visibility grade. We also are conducting retroreflectivity inspections. Those are done at night, and that is to ensure the reflectiveness of the sign meets the code. We completed our 2 rounds of roadside mowing as well. In the service department, they're maintaining their routine fleet maintenance. They are continuing with their education on ASC and EVT certifications. Echo 64 was in for inspections and repairs. I believe the K&E loaner was in and prepped, and I believe the fire department has returned at this time. Is that the case? Okay. We did do a rebuild on police number 8, and that was just normal wear and tear, but because of the extent of it, the whole front end needed to be rebuilt. And then F11, they serviced, Al did a brake job and replaced the new tires that were wore. On page 2, you can look at some of the major projects. The ones in yellow are completed projects. These are done by contractors that were contracted out through Sylvania Township, except for the Urdo and Villa project. We did that in-house, and the residents over there have commented over the last 2 rainstorms how greatly improved the drainage is in that area, and that our crews did an excellent job. That's all for the monthly report, unless you have any questions.
Did we have any issues out there? I know when I drove up down Sylvania Avenue, like that whole AJ's area was several feet underwater. I mean, I know there was concerns when they were going in there about debris getting into the creek or anything.
Yes, we did have some flooding across at the 10 Mile Creek intersection in that area. Lucas County ran out of high water signs that we had so much flooding going on, and they called for assistance, so we went out there and put our high water signs up. I inspected that as about the high tide of what you'd call the river high tide, and there was, they had brought the property up, it looked like, to stop the debris from moving out. Very little debris that I see in the water itself, and after the drainage, I walked that ditch area along the property of AJ's, there, the landscaping company, and did not see garbage. I did not see large debris of any sort that I thought came from their property. And it drained and receded normally as well as normal could be for as much water we received.
I think it did, the drainage, happened incredibly quick. I mean, within 24, 36 hours, things were back inside the bank. So whatever you guys are doing is definitely helping. So
okay, great. Without any other questions, I have some more resolutions.
Yeah, move on.
Okay.
That's good.
First one should be Resolution 15077. This is to award bid and enter into contract for the 2015 Cobblestone Subdivision Resurfacing Project. This project is all local funding.
Quick question on that. Does that include the front entryway? Is that when Cobblestones came through to discuss, their association came in last year?
That does not include the colored stamped concrete.
Okay.
We are still working out
Right. So you're
something
working
with
on
them, with the homeowners association on that to come to an agreement on how the repair would happen.
Who was the low bidder on that?
Gherkins.
I'll offer Resolution 15077, award into contract for the Cobblestone Subdivision Resurfacing Project.
Second?
Call the roll, Mr. Crandall?
Yes.
Mr. Mahoney?
Yes.
Mr. Genoway?
Yes.
Thank you. Resolution 15078, this is to award bid and enter into contract for the Sylvania Township Ohio Public Works Commission resurfacing project. This project is kind of scattered all about throughout the township a little bit. A good majority of it is off of Sylvania, the Isidore, Meadow Green area, and this will include Meyer Drive and portions of that area back there, Port Sylvania. It is a total estimate $1.1 million project, and our share would be the $418,000, and Gherkin also won the bid on that.
I'll offer Resolution 15078 to award and enter into contract for our 2015 Sylvania Township OPWC resurfacing project.
Second?
Calling the roll, Mr. Genoway?
Yes.
Mr. Crandall?
Yes.
Mr. Mahoney?
Yes.
Next, Resolution 15079. This is to award bid and enter contract for our household pickup. Should be an attached bid proposal for the bid winner. It would be Stevens Disposal. They've performed this for us over the last several years.
I'll offer Resolution 15079, award and enter into contract household pickup.
Second.
Mr. Crandall?
Yes.
Mr. Mahoney?
Yes.
Mr. Genoway?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. 15080, this is to advertise for bid for the Burnaby subdivision drainage improvement. The Burnaby subdivision is the roads, the dead-end roads off of Brent, Inland, Honora, and Jolly. This project will be submitted for a reimbursement through the Lucas County Stormwater Utility.
Do you have an estimate on that?
I do not have at this time. I do have an estimate in the office I can provide you.
No.
Do the work?
No, we will not be doing the work. This will be contracted out through Lucas County.
I'll offer Resolution 15080, authorization to advertise for bids, Burnaby subdivision drainage improvements.
Second.
Mr. Crandall?
Yes.
Mr. Genoway?
Yes.
Mr. Mahoney?
Yes.
The last resolution is the 15081 for advertise for bid for the 2015 leaf pickup.
I can't believe we're thinking about that, but Resolution 15081, authorization to advertise for bids for the leaf pickup, 2015.
Second?
Mr. Mahoney?
Yes.
Mr. Crandall?
Yes.
Mr. Genoway?
Yes.
Thank you.
Thanks, Rob.
Any other questions?
A lot of work going on. Appreciate the hard work.
Thank you.
Thanks, Rob. Next up on the agenda is the fire department, and I'll bring Susan and the chief up. Last meeting, we discussed the revised fire department hiring policy. I'll pass that out. At this time, there's a few things we did change on it. We did some review of the language, and there were some grammatical errors that we corrected. And then, of course, we're going to correct the dates, move them back a little bit. And then the major change to the policy is that we are going to change, right now we will, it said we only will hire a paramedic / firefighter. We're going to change the policy that we will now hire just a paramedic. It doesn't have to be a firefighter. And then during their probation period, we will pay to send them to school to become a firefighter 2, which is currently what we do if we hire a firefighter 1. Right now, we pay to send them to school to become a firefighter 2. So the big change is that we will hire just a paramedic, and then during their probation period, we will send them to firefighter 2, so they become a firefighter 2 paramedic. And that, we feel, will really open up the process.
Will you do the other way? Will you hire a firefighter and then get their EMT or no? Get the reverse?
No, right now,
Just so they've got to be a paramedic.
they have to be a
The
paramedic.
paramedic program is about a 2-year program now, so.
Okay.
And there's a lot of money, a lot more money invested
So
in
that
that.
go beyond the probationary. So they're on probation and they have to get their
Firefighter 2, right. And we feel that would really open up the process because basically there are many women in the paramedic program that are not firefighters, and we feel that this, if they're qualified, this would make them eligible to be hired by us without being a firefighter, and then we will train them to become a firefighter. So that's the big change in the policy. Other than that, they're just, like I said, the dates will be changed and there's some grammatical errors. So at this time, I open up for discussion with the board, if there's any discussion.
I know we've got an executive session where we're going to be discussing fire department personnel. Is this part of the subject matter, or, because I did have a few things that I thought would be better presented in executive.
Okay, well, the executive session was for compensation, but we can, when time comes, we can add that to it.
Okay.
So if you would rather wait
I mean, I
to,
don't think it's anything substantial, but I did want to cover a few points.
all right, did you want to wait on this, then vote afterwards, or?
Yeah.
We're not voting on this yet until we see the draft, right, the discussion?
Well, wait a minute. Do we have the draft tomorrow? You could vote on it tonight, and then we'll give you it tomorrow with just the changes I said. I mean, it's up to you.
Okay, it's
Yeah,
up
I
to you
gave
guys.
you some. Sounds like John has some corrections.
I just
Okay,
had
well,
some
what we can do,
questions.
what we can do is hold off on that, but we would like the authorizing to advertise, because that's the time frame that you guys talked about last time. So we can hold off on the other one, but I would request a resolution to authorize to advertise, that we start the process.
How long will we be advertising? I know it says minimum of 2 weeks. Do we have a set time frame where a test is going to be scheduled and when we're going to be advertising, or?
I was hoping you could advertise for 2 weeks or 3 weeks, and in that ad, we would,
Put the
in
date.
packet, we'll tell them the date of the test, so that they have that much time to still take care of it.
That was,
Excuse me, there are, the company we use, you can go online or go to the library and get sample tests, so the candidates can look at what a sample test is like, so they can have a little study time. That's what we wanted to provide to them, a little study time, so they can get a better chance of passing the test.
I'm okay with executive session as long as we're going to move ahead. We delayed you last meeting
right,
so we
right.
could read.
Yeah, like I said, the dates will be adjusted
Yeah.
from that last.
I'd like to keep moving on it. I'll offer resolution 15073, authorize the advertisement for the establishment of the fire eligibility list.
Second?
Call the roll, Mr. Mahoney?
Yes.
Mr. Crandall?
Yes.
Mr. Genowine?
Yes.
Next up is under the police department, and as I said at the beginning, we were adding on a resolution. I'll have,
John, before you go, Chief, I'd just like to thank you for the work with KME. It's nice to know the engines are back. Don't tell me when.
No, all our babies are home, and they're happy, and we sent the HME spare engine back to John's. I'll have a report in the June report, but
We heard Rob took credit.
yep. No, that's all right. I think it cost KME about $160,000 in rental fees alone when it was all over, but I'll have that in my June
Well, I'm
report.
glad you stuck with it.
Thank
I
you.
know it was frustrating for you.
That's, the more gray hairs I have, that's why.
I'm getting there. I'll pass, since this is kind of late based on something I heard last week, that I forwarded you the information.
Thank you.
in the weekly report. Basically, what we're asking is that you, it's Resolution 15087, and it authorizes us to advertise for the establishment of a dispatcher hiring list.
I'll offer Resolution 15087 to establish a dispatcher hiring list.
Second.
Mr. Genoway?
Yes.
Mr. Crandall?
Yes.
Mr. Mahoney?
Yes.
Thank you very much.
Thanks, Chief. John?
Yes, this is Administrator. My first is a resolution for an appointment to members to serve on the District Integrating Committee. Ohio Revised Code sets up these 19 committees around the state, and Trustee Mahoney is currently on it, and it's just reappointing him and Brian Craig as representatives A and B, and alternate Steve Kendall, and alternate B, David Bench, from Providence and Jerusalem Township respectively. This is for a term from May 12, 2015 through May 11, 2018.
I'll offer Resolution 15-083, appoint members to serve on the District Integrating Committee.
Second?
Mr. Genoway?
Yes.
Mr. Crandall?
Yes.
Mr. Mahoney?
Yes, and thank you.
And we've already did item number 17, so with that, I'll pass it over to the fiscal officer, Mr. Simple.
I just have one resolution, it's Resolution 15-086, and it's, funds are needed to replace, to provide space to relocate the community affairs officers by constructing a new office in the police building, and so we need some monies to do this construction. The good news is that this is coming out of the federal law enforcement fund. It's not coming out of our budget here. The federal government provides monies for these things, and we're able to utilize those monies. So that's a good thing. So that's kind of it, resolution.
I'll offer resolution 15086, appropriation from unencumbered balance.
Second.
Mr. Crandall?
Yes.
Mr. Mahoney?
Yes.
Mr. Genoway?
Yes.
Mr. Ram? You're up, sorry.
I only need one thing today. Bert Ram, 3142 Wilford. I just needed verification on the statement that we lost a business because of you. I would like to have a verification what that means. I didn't fully understand what that was about.
I'm not sure what you're talking about. Who would have said it, Mr. Ram?
Mr. Genuine.
Sir, that was you and I, after the meeting, we were having a conversation.
That's right.
Okay. It's not a public matter, and I don't think it needs to be addressed this way.
I agree with John. Let's, maybe you guys can talk about it after another meeting or something today, but that's totally unrelated to where we're at tonight, Mr. Ram.
It evolved into a public matter, as a matter of fact.
Well, I appreciate your effort, and thank you. I'd like to offer to go into executive session, please.
And this will be for fire department compensation and the eligibility list.
At 5:39.
Second?
Mr. Genoway?
Yes.
Mr. Crandall?
Yes.
Mr. Mahoney?
Yes. In March, Vineyard, yeah. Bill Boyle's old place.
Who?
Bill Boyle's old place.
Oh, really? Oh,
Bill's the one.
God, I got more and more respect for you.
Bill's the one that told me about it. Okay, we're on.
Place you want?
Yeah.
Is he still out there?
No, yeah, he kind of is, just on a different area. Yeah. All right. I'd like to make a motion to come back.
Let me,
Oh,
okay, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I'd like to make a motion to come back in executive session at
Out of-
5.
Out of executive session.
Out of executive session, thank you. 5:57-ish.
Second? Ish?
Mr. Crandall?
Yes.
Mr. Mahoney?
Yes.
Mr. Genoway?
Yes.
John, did you have something to say, did you say? Randall, what did you want?
No.
Oh, okay. I'd like to offer Resolution 15.082, authorizing the adjustment of part-time firefighters' rate of pay.
Second.
Mr. Randall?
Yes.
Mr. Genowine?
Yes.
Mr. Mahoney?
Yes. I'd like to make a motion to adjourn at 5:59.
Second?
Mr. Genowine?
Yes.
Mr. Crandall?
Yes.
Mr. Mahoney?
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
See you.